Welcome back to shrimp.io. Today, hopefully, the main goal is to get 15 minutes on the swamp so we can do maybe one or two endless runs on the ocean. I typically don't play games on my computer that I don't record, right? So today I did download a game called Baldur's Gate 3, if you've heard of it. You know what, I'm not going to move. We're just going to sit here real quick and see how much damage these frogs actually cause us. What? Is any? What? What? No shit. We're gonna exploit this. That's crazy. Brother. We're not taking any fucking damage. What? What? Oh no, I'm fucking lost for words. We've been making this game hard by moving, when in reality... Wow. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get 15 minutes here. Unless our health goes down. Is it going down? What a cheat. What a cheat. Alright, Dev, if you're watching, I don't know why you'd be watching my videos, but if you're watching, maybe fix this? I mean, it's kind of going down, but it's not doing... I should get max health. We're gonna... Bruh, dude. Okay. Okay, we kind of take some damage, but it's like... I don't even know if we should move. I just did this joking around. Okay, we're gonna die. We should die. Like, we should be dying. I'm fucking sick. Reclaim plus 1 extra XP per pickup. If we get a window, I'm gonna move. There we go. Oil spill. That's great. We really didn't take damage for what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's because we have everything maxed. I just, what the hell was that about? Get more pickup range, I guess. That's crazy. I didn't know that was a thing. We've really put some hours into this game for me to just realize I could just fucking chill. How goofy. Take less damage on hits, why not? I'm at a loss for words. I wonder if we can out heal it then. I'm watching the health and it's ever so slightly moving down. We gotta die here. These things are too strong. That breaks my heart. If we get 15 on this run, I don't know if I'll record the endless runs. I'll do it just like this if it gets me the achievement that I'm looking for, but man, no wonder it's free. The only thing that's going to hurt us, it seems, are these bosses. Yeah, the bosses hurt. Okay, so we have to move for the... Wow. 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and we stood in one fucking spot and didn't move. We should have died. That's nuts. We killed fucking 2,000 enemies? And we didn't move. Alright, we're going to do that. Do that again. We're gonna do this right here, and you just see. We're gonna go for the build that we had before, so if we can. That's nuts. Okay, shit. Let's start with the anchor. I seem to see the bubble more. Oh, my incision, baby. My incision hurts. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll just begin talking. So I played Baldur's Gate 3 today and fucked up my class. And instead of taking my time and Googling, can I change my class, I deleted my save to find out there's a fucking dude I can talk to who looks like a ghoul. I'll put his picture over here where this mouse is, so you can see. He looks like a ghoul, or a ghoul from Fallout. And you can just re-roll your class. I wanted to be a necromancer. I wanted to kill everyone and not make friends. It sounds horrible, but like some games, I just want to be as evil as possible because I'm not a evil person in real life, believe it or not. I'm still just fucking mind-boggled here. Like, what do we do? At least I have things to talk about. So yeah, I spent, I think, like maybe 40 minutes making a character to realize I didn't like the class that I made, which was, it seems to be a normal thing after I Googled. I don't like to Google, you know, I don't like to spoil games for myself, but I should have. I'm not good at turn-based games. I should have known that going in, and I should have Googled it. And I didn't, and I let the tilt get the best of me. And because I let the tilt get the best of me, I wish this was endless, man. Because then we just stack it up. Okay, we're taking damage. Okay, we might have to start moving here in a second. But I let the tilt get the best of me. It's like we're having a stroke. I let the tilt get the best of me, and I ended up just deleting everything when I could have just waited and spent a little bit of my doubloons, or gold, or whatever they call it in that game. I call it doubloons. Spent my doubloons on a upgrade or class reroll. Game's beautiful. I love RPGs, but I also have a tendency in RPGs. The main reason I don't want to go back is I have a tendency in RPGs because of Assassin's Creed. I want to say it was Assassin's Creed 3. I know Ezio was one of the main people, and it wasn't when he was older. It was when he was younger, and it wasn't Brotherhood, so it's probably Assassin's Creed 2. I'm probably just calling it 3, and it was 2. 3 was with... No, 3 you were a Native American. No, it was not 3. It was 2. Definitely Assassin's Creed 2. I... 1 extra XP for pickup. I didn't know that's what that was. I 100%ed a lot of the Assassin's Creed games on my old Xbox account. And I found out by going through and doing... They have the temples you would have to do. You got the best armor. It was like a solid white set of armor. Might not have been a solid white set, but I know it was the best armor in the game. and I didn't get the best armor until the end of the fucking game. So now because of that, after like the end of the game after I had beaten everything, so it was kind of pointless, which is now the reason why in most RPGs I spend a lot more time collecting things while going about playing the game, so I can possibly stumble upon a legendary item or get the best armor in the game like I did in Assassin's Creed. So I spend a lot of time exploring, getting to know the environment, finding things, looking for a treasure chest to dig up, where did this one? Where I could have just easily kind of beelined the story like some people do, which there's nothing wrong with that. We all play games different. Every gamer is different, which is a beautiful thing. Which is why I like watching Let's Plays of certain people, because it's like everyone approaches games differently. It's what makes gaming unique. So like I might play RPGs where I collect a bunch of shit, and you might beat the game and then go collect things, and that might be how you like to do it. For me, I don't like doing it that way, so that's not how I'm going to play it. Like when I was playing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4, I spent a lot of time just doing the little side things, because I was like, this is fun. I like doing this. I go help out Osborne, and I would do I think there were time challenges on it, and I would do I'd go beat up all those people, or do what is it, like the hideouts? I want to say they were hideouts, but you get the concept of what I'm trying to say. If you played Spider-Man, you know what I mean. I don't think they're called hideouts, but yeah, I would do all that because I was like, oh, this is fun, and you would get things. It's rewarding, so you would be rewarded for the effort, and therefore would make the rest of the game a tad bit easier. But because I'm an nincompoop, and I spent so much time playing Assassin's Creed, and then I was like, I'm going to go get these temples now because I was enjoying it and I wanted to 100% it, that's when I found out I was wrong. Let's see if we can heal back up. That's crazy, man. I've been running away from everything, and this whole time I could just let everything slowly creep up on me and start licking my butt. Breaks my heart. Damn, that breaks my heart. Oh well. Now we gotta stay alive because we are at half health, and best way to do that seems to be not moving. It's the only rogue. Oh, maybe I could lie. I could be lying. There's other roguelites where I've been able to not move, but this just seems broken. Seems like I should have a hitbox, but I'm not having a hitbox. I don't want to cough. I can do that. I can clear my throat like that, but I need a deep cough. And I deep coughed today. And now I about cried. I had to call my mom. It hurt so bad. My mom's a nurse, and I was like, listen. All my incisions hurt. All of my places where they fixed me hurt. My knees are aching. My shoulders hurt. Why is that? She goes, nah, you're fine. She's like, you have mesh and a suture. Your cough's not going to rip it open. I'm like, okay. She's like, it's just going to hurt because your body's healing and everything's pulling, which pulling is it healing. So I was like, oh, well, that makes sense, I guess. You know, me being a noob to surgeries. Damn. But yeah, I had to deleted my entire Baldur's Gate saves, and I probably shouldn't have done that, which breaks my heart because I could have just talked to old boy, and he'd been like, hey, you don't like your class, you can do it again. But yeah, so live and learn. I have started recording, but I have started recording another game because I haven't really wanted to mess with Black Myth Wukong right now, just due to the fact that like I don't want to. I haven't been able to game, and it's my second day of being able to go up and down stairs, so I haven't been able to game for the first like 4 days of my recovery. I want to say it was 4. Might be less. Might be 5. Might be 3. No, not 5. Might be less. If it was 4, then less than 4 is 3. So it might be 3 days because I think I'm counting the day of my surgery, which you don't count that. That's day of surgery. So day 1 is the following day after, and it's the 29th. So 5 days. Yeah. So I've been able to go up and down stairs for 2 days. 3 days I couldn't, which felt forever because I've just been in pain. So with that being said, I just didn't want to mess with it. But I think tomorrow I'll kind of dabble with Black Myth Wukong, see if I can fix the rendering issues. But I started playing Berserk. I don't know if you know what Berserk is. I think it's called Berserk. Let me see. It's over here. I have the opportunity. And I'll put a picture too. Why not? Gives me something to do. Work on my editing, which my editing is not great. Berserk Band of the Hawks. Yeah. Berserk Band of the Hawks, which is based around Kotaro Minura. Or, I'm saying his last name wrong. It's based around his manga that he made, which became an anime. And a lot of people didn't like the anime. The people like the Golden Arc, or the Golden Age one that they made back in 1990 something, 1998. It might have been 1996, 1990, you know, in the 90s. So I wasn't old enough to watch it, but it was the second anime I had ever watched. The first one was One Piece. I loved One Piece. That was my introduction. A lot of people had older brothers and stuff, but I've always been an only child. Believe it or not, I can't really change that. And if I could, that'd be a disgustingly weird thing. What? And I wouldn't be proud of it. But let's just say, if I had an older brother, I probably would have, you know, been introduced to something, or he would make fun of me because I watch anime. So, give or take, would be one of the options. I started with One Piece because I love pirates. I watched Pirates of the Caribbean. I liked all of that. And the History Channel always had stuff on about pirates and shit like that. My dad didn't really let me watch a lot of weird shows growing up because he didn't want it to make me, I'm just going to be 100% honest and say it, he didn't want me to watch certain things because he was scared I'd turn out gay. I'm not gay, so chill. Because I didn't watch whatever shows he thought they were. But for whatever reason, he's like, anime's fine. They fight each other, they beat each other up. It's cool. I think it was like the Teletubbies. He was worried if I watched the Teletubbies, I'd want to start sucking wiener or something. So, didn't watch the Teletubbies. Maybe that's what the Teletubbies were meant to do. I don't know. I was like, oh, let me watch this. He goes, you're not watching that shit. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'd watch old Westerns and History Channel. So I kind of enjoy the Civil War. I enjoy history. I enjoy spaghetti Westerns. Mainly because of that's literally as a child I grew up watching that. And then Cartoon Network, so I'd watch like Ed, and Eddie and shit. And then they had Toonami. And Toonami would play all the animes. So it introduced me to One Piece, and then from One Piece I found Naruto. But I never really liked Naruto in the beginning because it was always filler and I couldn't keep up with it. But I remember distinctly watching every episode. I don't think One Piece even started on Toonami. I think it was just a part of a Cartoon Network because it was considered, at the time, it was supposed to be like a cartoon. I could be wrong. I'm not going to look that one up. I'll put pictures and stuff, but I'm not gonna voice over yet and tell you that I'm wrong. I'm going to pretend that I'm right. But, yeah, so I started watching One Piece, and then my buddy down the street, his name was Ryan. I'm not going to give you the last name, but I hope you're doing well, Ryan. I really do. I haven't talked to you in a while. Lost my old phone, don't have your number, don't have a Facebook, so I can't really reach out and, you know, find him. Called him Nerd Rage. What a guy. Dude, best gamer I've ever met in my life, right? I watched him beat Fallout 3. It was great. He's a wonderful human being. His brother's name was Matthew. He's also a pretty decent person. I wonder what they're both up to be honest. They moved when I was sophomore, and then they just never saw him again, never heard from him again. But Ryan lived with me for a little bit, so that was pretty cool. And introduced me to different styles of games. So like that was cool. It was eye-opening. He was like, you should play a computer game. You have this nice-ass rig over here, and you're just like, using it for World of Warcraft. You should probably play other games on it. And the moment I did that, I was, fuck consoles. You know what I'm saying? Throw those bitches out the window. This shit's way better. I like console controllers. I like an Xbox controller, don't get me wrong. So I'll play the shit out of some games with an Xbox controller in my hand because it just feels right. Microsoft did better than Sony, in my opinion. I also got these fucking can't hold a fucking Whopper hands. So maybe that's why. Maybe the fucking Microsoft controller is more more user friendly because my hands are tiny little baby hands. But he introduced me to Berserk, and Berserk is a very dark and beautiful story. The first chapter of Berserk starts off with the main character, named Guts, having sex with a pile of guts, which you then find out is this member of what they call the God Hand, named Slain. And she's like, a real lustful creature. And I found Berserk at a very odd time in my life because I had just been cheated on. And the reason I mention that is because the man Guts goes through a lot. He gets born, he's pretty much a curse. Like, it wasn't like he was born from a woman hanging from a tree and a big pool of blood and guts, which gave him the name Guts. And the person that he looked up to and idolized as his father was Gambino. And this man named Gambino eventually, I guess, was mad or jealous that Guts was just doing better, or was just down on his luck. I remember he was injured and he sold Guts. Not sold Guts in the sense of like, hey, you can use him as a hired sword. Like, nah, sold him as someone's like toy for the night type shit. Like, this man, 8-year-old boy, was then raped by some big, buff, scary looking, like there's no way this kid could fight back. He could fight back or try to, right? He could try to, but there's no way. You're getting fucked. That's just what was happening. And this dude was pinned down and raped, but then found out that the person he looked to as his father is who sold him to this man to be raped. And that started like some problems, and it kind of fucked him up. And then eventually, I think it was either about to happen or again, or it had happened and then he reacted. It's been a moment since I've read the manga, and it always finds its way back into my life in different ways, not in a negative way. I'm very happy when I reread Berserk, but it's always comes up. And I read it 3 years ago, and now I'm replaying it through the game. But it's like, it misses some parts, and I think hopefully the game doesn't depict the rape scenes. It's kind of bad, but there is rape in there, and Katara Minora does not hold back in the sense of, like, they're not multiple pages or multiple sections. It's just, it could be one page. Hey, we never got the lizards before. That's cool. But he'll depict it. Like, there's one part where this guy who ends up being I think they call them disciples. Apostles. They call them apostles. An apostle of the God Hand. These people help the Band of the Hawk, and they ended up just raping the whole family and then cutting the people into pieces and running into battle with him on a stick like a flag. And I'm like, that's something, you know what I mean? Especially when did I find? It's probably like 14 or 15 when I started reading Berserk. Oh, we're gonna die. Stop talking for a second, Nate. But when I did read it, I had previously been cheated on, and my buddy's like, "Hey, you should read this. It'll help you take your mind off shit." So I read it, and my man Guts, his introduction to the world is the only thing he knows is fighting, because he's born in that pile of guts. He then gets picked up by a band of mercenaries, and his father figure Gambino continuously, or does at least, sell him to someone that he can't fight off, that pins him to the ground and just fucks him. Literally just takes everything. At that point, what do you have to lose? Like, what? Alright, win. Fucking go. I thought we died. Like, what do you... Okay, I'm going to finish the talk, and if you don't care, you can continue hearing it. But sells him to this man who comes in and against his will, which he probably fought. I would fight. I wouldn't want to happen. I could only imagine as a grown man going to like prison or something, this happening to you. Like, it'd be horrible. It's the most sacred thing you have, and if it's taken, like, that's what else? It's a very, very big, I guess, play of dominance. You become very insecure, probably. So that happens. He gets raped, and then he struggles for a while dealing with it. And he ends up killing Gambino, and then he struggles with that too. So on top of not understanding why his father figure has sold him to someone to literally violate, molest, and then just goes and just like, all I know is a sword, blah, blah, blah. Runs into someone that he assumes could be his friend, but at first they start off as an enemy, beats him in a fight. His name is Griffith. I don't like him in any way, shape, or form. I hate this man. Dislike. Hate's a strong word. Hate'll send you to hell. Dislike Griffith. To the point where it's like, you can kind of side with him. You're like, okay, a lot of shit happened. You were tortured. They cut your tongue, your tendons, all this stuff. The man couldn't move anymore. And right when he was about to die, a bailet, which if you read it, you'll find out, opens. And it's like, hey, man, you can do this. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So Guts meets this man, loses in a fight. And this whole time after, he kind of gets, I guess, settles down with the shit that's happened to him. And then he moves forward and is like, how should I... what should I live for now? And they get to the point where they're no longer needed as mercenaries. The Band of Hawk is. And he's just wants to be considered an equal in comparison to this man, Griffith. So, like, Griffith is here and Guts feels like he's down here. And all he wants to do is be considered an equal to Griffith, who he wants to be, or who he thinks is his friend, his best friend, the only person that could stand toe-to-toe with him in a fight. Literally the only person that probably beat him in a fight up until, besides the guy pinned him to the ground. So, all this time, Griffith's like, no, you're my property. You belong to me. You're this and that. And Guts is like, okay, duel me. They duel again. And all Griffith had to do is be like, yo, man, you're my only equal. You're the only person that could stand toe-to-toe with me. And he doesn't. He doesn't do that. So, when Guts leaves, it breaks Griffith. Griffith goes and then does something he shouldn't do, which then gets him caught, put in jail, and he's tortured. Guts finds out and it kills him, right? It absolutely destroys him. He goes and tries to save Griffith, but during this time there is a female amongst them in the Band of Hawks that he kind of falls for. They kind of fall in love with each other, but in the beginning she liked Griffith, blah, 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 blah. Try to make it quick so I don't waste all your time, so you can go watch another one of my videos, you know what I'm saying? So he falls for her. They have an intimate moment, and they're like, okay, this is, I kind of want to be with you. She wants to be with him. Griffith gets tortured, and his body is literally, you can't recover. Like, he's pretty much a nugget, like just a potato, Can't really do much. Can't really fulfill his dreams. Can't do none of that. And then a full moon happens, and it starts this thing called the sacrifice. And because he had a bailet of the king, which is a necklace, that's why I keep grabbing at it, but I don't have a necklace on, so don't know why I do that. It gets him to open his eyes to realize that, like, we can fix you. The God Hand show up, 4 of them. He becomes the 5th, changes his name changes, he becomes a man named Femto, which is weird, but he becomes the king, the leader of the God Hand. And that happens, but to do that, he has to sacrifice everyone in the Band of the Hawks. And during that moment, he, still being angry at Guts, sees an opportunity to then take the woman that he loves and rape her, to the point where it mentally breaks her. And for many chapters, she's not who she is. She's just kind of brain dead, drooly, and runs around and acts like a like a 1-year-old child. Like, doesn't really know much. It's just, she can't go anywhere. But because they have the curse marks, because they all get marked, it's a symbol of sacrifice, they are haunted or hunted by the demons, because they escape. Those 2 escape by a man named the Skull Knight. Pretty cool looking armor, but he's just a husk. He's just literally a soul stuck in a shell of armor. And he chases him down inside of the full moon, or the eclipse, the sacrifice. He chases him down, saves him. She's damaged forever, but while that's all happening, Guts gets attacked by a demon, and he sees what's going on, and she's like, no, don't come here. Don't watch. Don't look. And this man fucking chops his arm off, starts running, and is like, nah, I'm gonna get there. Pinned down by a demon. And before it's all said and done, before the big climax, we'll say, sadly enough, that's a horrible way to put it, Nate, with the topic that it is. So the last thing he sees in one of his eyes, I want to say it's his right eye, is the love of his life being violated by Femto, who is Griffith, supposed his best friend. Just, he goes, boom. And then the lady slain is like, what a beautiful, I forget what she says, but it's just a word to describe how beautifully horrible it is. And I think the fact that his eye was just being the last thing you see, they take his eye, they take his arm, and for the rest of his life, he's fighting demons every night. because if he doesn't, they'll kill him. And I'm like, dude, what a ride, you know what I mean? But that to me, when I found that, I was like, that's a lot. Like, I hated it because where I was at emotionally, but at the same time, loved it. And the game itself, being a hack and slash game, shows some of it, but not all of it. And I really hope it leaves out the kind of gruesome parts, or at least the rape, to be honest. I don't want to see that everywhere I look. Enough fucking shows on TV depict that now. But yeah, like, talk about someone's magnus opus being something so dark. But it's great. I recommend it. I don't know why I went on that tangent about it, but I finished it. And yeah, if you'd never seen it, hopefully I can do justice to the game itself by posting about it. But at the same time, just read it. You can fucking Google it and get it illegally. It's not that hard to find manga illegally. The internet exists. Same thing with anime. You can pirate anime. Not telling you to. I pay for Crunchyroll, believe it or not. I don't pay for any anime reading things. I will admit I pirate all the fucking manga that I read. Which the only one that I'm reading is One Piece. The rest of it, besides Solo Leveling, was the last one that I did read. But yeah, sorry. My pain meds from my surgery got me talking about nonsense. I hope not everything was everywhere, but it probably was. I'm going to go back and rewatch this and be like, Jesus, Nate, ain't nobody understanding what you're saying. So, we'll end here. We did that. 100% of it. We did that. We stood there, did nothing. We did fucking nothing, but we did it. So, from me to you, like, comment, subscribe, say something rude down there, say something nice, or don't. If you made it this far, you should at least like it, or dislike it. I hope you don't dislike it, but yeah, do you. Enjoy your night, and tomorrow, we should do an endless run. I feel like that would be fun. Goodbye.